This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.
This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth Nugent.
And the truth will set you free.
He covers everything from high school to the pros and everything in between here in the Tri-Cities. Now, let's go to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line.
That's right. This is The Bottom Line. I am Steve the Truth alongside of Mr. Harry Clary. It is top of the hour, 6 o'clock right here at Fox Sports Studios. And on this beautiful Monday, rainy Monday day, Harry, what do you think?
Well, we didn't quite get the rain they said we were going to get, so it's a little better. I cut some grass this morning.
Yes, you did. And over the next couple of days, it does supposed to get about 2 inches of rain tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday morning. We want to thank you for joining us today. And, of course, we would like to wish all the mothers happy birthday out there. I mean, happy Mother's Day, should I say.
It's some of them's birthday, I'll bet.
Well, yeah, that's you're exactly right. I want to give a shout to Gilo, Mr. Glenn Thomas, of course, for helping us out here at the Bottom Line. He's here at studio with us, making sure everything sounds as good as it does. And don't forget, we will have Dave Johnson, your voice of the Washington Wizards, right here on Fox Sports Radio 1340 and 96.9. And tonight, Harry, is the NBA lottery. That means somebody's going
to get Cooper Flag.
Somebody is going to get Cooper Flag. You're exactly right. And
that's just my guess, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and with that being said, let me get my paperwork out, y'all. And with the chances of our Washington Wizards getting the NBA first pick, the Utah Jazz last year was 17-65 was their regular season record. They got 14% chance to get the first pick. The Washington Wizards was 18-16. They have a 14% chance of getting the number one pick. And the Charlotte Hornets went 19-63, and they have a 14% chance of
That's
getting,
about 1 out of 7.
Yeah, so there's a good chance that Washington, they had the number 2 pick last year, and let's hope they can get the number 1 pick. And, of course, Dave Johnson will be with us at 6:15 right here on The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth featuring Harry Clary. In the second half of the show, we're going to have Billy Horne. He's local right here in Hopewell. He's the head coach right now for West End Baseball. That's something new to West End Baseball. And they beat the Carter Woodson team recently. And he's going to be talking about the All-Stars down here at Mathis Field as well. And, Harry, how was your weekend, buddy?
Oh, my weekend was great. I mean, it was good weather, and hate to be redundant, but I cut grass every day.
Yeah, I did some yard work on Saturday. The wife and I got the yard looking nice and everything. Then I sat on the back deck Saturday night and watched WWE, and that is Backlash. And John Cena won again.
Surprise.
Yeah, and he has the belt again. He beat RKO. Randy Orton, of course, this is his farewell tour of John Cena, so we should see what happens over the next couple months. Should be a lot of fun. And, of course, Harry, like we always do, we open the show with On This Date.
On this date in history, and we're going to try to fly through this. Steve, in 1888, the crouching start in sprinting, a fellow started it by the name of Charles Sherrill of Yale. You know, before that, everybody just stood up. They didn't, put their fingers down on the line. So that was 1888. Okay, in 1950, the American Bowling Congress, you know a lot about bowling, they abolished its white-only membership restriction after 34 years. 1950 is when black people were allowed to join the bowling association.
Yeah, and we've been around bowling a long time, and like I said, a lot of good bowlers out there right here locally.
Absolutely. 1957, A.J. Foyt won his first auto race in Kansas City, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of even you've heard of A.J. Foyt.
Yes, I have. Yep.
Okay. 1970, Ernie Banks of the Chicago Cubs hit his 500th home run. In 1982, the United States Football League was formed. The USFL, we remember that. You know, Herschel Walker, Jim Kelly, Donald Trump owned the team. It was It was a big deal back then.
Yeah, I was 10, but I remember it like it was yesterday with Herschel Walker taking all the money to go, and Jim Kelly, of course. And then, of course, he didn't want to be drafted by Buffalo, and he got drafted by Buffalo, so he decided to go to the Houston Cougars that played for the USFL. And then he ended up going back to Buffalo after it folded up. And
they were a better team then.
Yeah, and went to 4 Super Bowls back to back to back, but didn't win any of them.
Well, here's a coincidence. 1985, which is 40 years ago, the New York Knicks won their first draft lottery. Who did they pick in 85, Steve?
I would say Patrick Ewing.
You would say correctly. Very good, Steve.
From the University of Georgetown.
And here's another coincidence.
Georgetown University.
1997, Larry Bird was announced as the new head coach of the Indiana Pacers on this day in 1997. But get this, in 1998, 1 year later, Larry Bird was only the third rookie head coach to win Coach of the Year in his first season.
Yeah, I was a big Larry Bird fan, especially back in the late 80s, early 90s when he played with the Celtics.
Yep, and in 1998, on this day, St. Louis Cardinal manager Tony La Russa recorded his 1,500th victory.
Tony La Russa, yeah, he was a very good ball coach.
And we're going to roll through these birthdays really quickly. Mm-hmm. Yogi Berra was born on May 12th, 1925. You know who that guy was?
Yogi Berra, yeah.
Oh, yeah. My dad said you could throw the ball way over his head. He'd still swing at it and knock it out of the park.
Yeah, one of the best catchers in baseball in New York Yankee history.
Oh, yeah. He went to a lot of World Series, won a lot. Tony Hawk, the skateboarder, his birthday was today, 1968. And Steve Smith, the wide receiver for Carolina, was born today in 1979.
Tony Hawk is older than I am?
1968.
Yeah, he's 57. I'm 54. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I came from the, Dinwiddie, pride of Dinwiddie High. We didn't have a lot of skateboards out there in the country.
They had skateboards when I was in school, but not very. It wasn't a big thing yet.
Yeah, it really wasn't a big thing. Of course, you're just joining us. It's about 7 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary. And WHAP is the home of the Hopewell Blue Devils right here in the Tri-City area. And get you caught up with the Hopewell Blue Devils baseball team. They're 12-5, Harry, coming into this week. Of course, they defeated Colonial Heights last week. That means they defeated Colonial Heights, Prince George, and Dinwiddie all in the same season for the first time in a very long time.
Well, it looks like they're going to have a good year.
Yeah, and then they defeated Meadowbrook 14-6 on Thursday. And like I said, the record is 12-5. And home games this week, tomorrow, weather permitting, taking on Motawaka. And you can hear that game right here on Fox Sports Radio 1340 and 96.9 The Point WHAP. And, of course, Thursday they take on Petersburg. And the game, last time they played Petersburg forfeited. So there's a good chance that could happen again. But last time they played Motawaka beat them 10-2. So it's a big game for Hopewell if they can win that game.
And a bit of trivia, Motawaka is Pocahontas' real spoken name in her language.
How about that? Learn everything right here on The Bottom Line. Not just sports, but anything. And, of course, the Orioles were heard right here on Fox Sports Radio 1340 and 96.9 the other night. They are 15-24, Harry, 7.5 games back of the leaders in the East, American League East. Next up, they got a 3-game series with Minnesota. So there's a good chance we'll be able to hear some of them Oriole games this week, providing the Hopewell Blue Devils are not playing. So that's a big week right here on WHAP.
Oh, yeah, let's hope the Birds do it this year.
Yeah, let's go O's. And, of course, I do want to mention all our sponsors. I can't say that enough. Of course, this is our first 3 months. Harry's coming to an end at the end of, next week, matter of fact, May 19th, because Memorial Day, we're off for the holiday, and we'll be back, hopefully, June 2nd, I think it is.
Where did the time go?
I know, and we'll talk about that next week. And, of course, our guest who's coming up here in about 6 minutes, Harry, is Dave Johnson, the voice of the Washington Wizards. And you had some nice little nuggets about you like the way I said that? Nuggets? Like
yeah, you said Nuggets.
Like the Denver Nuggets. And talk about the Washington Wizards and a little bit of history about the Wizards.
Yes, here's some history about the Wizards. A lot of people don't know this, but the name of the team, when they were the first expansion team in the NBA, and they were called the Chicago Packers in 1961. But in 1963, they moved to Baltimore. They became the Baltimore Bullets. And then in 1974, they became the Washington Bullets. And in 1997, they became the Washington Wizards. You know, I guess Baltimore Bullets, BB, and now they're Washington Wizards, WW. You got that alliteration in there.
Yeah.
You know?
And like I said, I've been to plenty of games there. Well, at the time, it was Verizon Center. They done changed the name now to the arena. But, yeah, that's very nice.
And I'd like to name off a few of the players that in this their historic franchise has had many great players. I'll go through them pretty quickly here. John Wall, Bradley Beal, Wes Unseld, Elvin Hayes, Gilbert Arenas, Gus Johnson, Earl Monroe, Anton Jameson, Phil Chenier, Jeff Malone, Bernard King, Michael Jordan, who's that? Walt Bellamy, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Russell Westbrook, Manute Bol, Moses Malone, Bob Dandridge, Jerry Stackhouse, and Mark Price.
Now, speaking of the NBA, as you just went all through that with Michael Jordan, formerly of the Wizards and Chicago Bulls fame, he has signed a contract with NBC. NBC's coverage of the association starts next fall, and Michael Jordan will be a part of that team, broadcasting and being on the shows for NBC.
Well, he brings credibility no matter where he goes. And when he went to the Wizards, that was like a shot in the arm, I thought.
Yeah, like I said, it is great. And like I said, I want to thank our sponsors, K&L Barbecue, Hourglass, Realty Group, Tony's Oily Worlds, Car Brothers, of course, where me and Harry will be after the show. Check it out right there off of Jackson Farm Road. Tucker's Towing Service. Give them a call. Of course, I know several people have used them since we've been on the air. They're a great group. They'll go anywhere for you and move your car or vehicle, or if you got a dead battery, anything, they will come out there and help you out. And Ligon Jones Insurance. Andy Clark, of course, he's moved to Prince George. He's right there on 156. Be sure to tell him you heard it right here on The Bottom Line. And he will hook you up with a great insurance quote. Of course, he's my insurance man as well. With that, Harry, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back on the Car Brothers hotline, will be
Dave Johnson.
Dave Johnson, your voice of the Washington Wizards. With that, we're going to take a break. And don't forget, later in the show, we got Billy Horne's going to be here with us just about 6:35. With that, you've been listening to The Bottom Line right here on Fox Sports Radio, 1340 AM, 96.9 FM, WHAP, The Point.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383 or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Jerry
Hello,
Stackhouse.
And I got a little
Ligon
bit of
Jones
information
Insurance
on you,
is proud
and,
to support HHS
we're going to talk
student
about
athletes.
tonight's NFL.
Now more than ever,
NFL
people are
NBA
realizing the
lottery.
importance of having a local agent to talk to for all their insurance needs, and we are ready to help. In many situations, Ligon Jones Insurance can offer you better coverage at a better price and include knowledge and service from agents with almost 100 years of combined experience. Located in downtown Hopewell, call us today at 804-458-8522. Visit our website, www.ligonjones.com, or reach out via Facebook and see why we continue to grow each and every year with your support. Go Big Blue.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
doTERRA, where wellness meets nature. From immune-boosting On Guard to invigorating peppermint, along with everything in between. Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Tony Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth?
Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the bottom line.
That's what I said. That's right. We are back here at Fox Sports Studios. This is the bottom line with Steve the Truth featuring Harry Clary. And hopefully right now on the Carr Brothers hotline, we do have the one, the only, your voice of the Washington Wizards, Dave Johnson. Dave, you there?
If I'm on the Carr Brothers hotline, I must be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, glad to hear you. And I know it's been a long time since you and I sat down on the radio. I know back about 10 years ago when I was here at the station full-time, you and I had a weekly update about the Wizards and all that. How have you been doing?
No, I've been doing well. I'm battling if you're talking about personal battling disease called multiple sclerosis, but as you know, in this life, you're fortunate if you have something to battle. And I'm still getting a joy out of being part of NBA basketball 82 nights a year and hopefully more as we look to get back in the playoffs. But because this past season for the Wizards, in fact, I can't even tell you what our record was offhand.
It was 18-64. Okay,
but why I can't tell you is because it didn't feel like 18-64. You have to understand, and I hope our listeners understand, and I'm sure they can appreciate it as well. We had a young team, and these were 20-year-olds who dreamed of playing in the NBA, and they might have played NBA video games where they were playing against some of the players now they were playing against in real life, and so what a great thing is when your dream comes true, and to watch young kids, essentially that's what they are at 20 years old. I still want to think of them as kids. Just enjoy the dream, and how that manifests itself. This team every night, it was just a joy. They were like, "Wow, here's another NBA game." And you know what? Yes, there were bumps on the road. There was a 162-109 loss to Indiana Pacers, but you know what? 2 weeks later in Indiana, with the Pacers battling for a playoff position and a proper standing, were taken down to the wire by the same Wizards. They beat by 40 points 2 weeks earlier, and that was the kind of progress you celebrated. That this team never got its head down, and they just went out and played ball, or hooped, as the kids like to say. And that's the joy of having a young team. Now, all these young players, they are in the NBA, and they're playing at an elite level because they were winners. So, that joy will wear off if 5 years from now we're not winning, but this year was a year to grow, and I think they're going to have another year of growth. But we saw some real progress in this Wizards team.
Yeah, and like I said, I've been following the Wizards. They're my NBA team. So, everybody's got a team, but the Washington Wizards is our home team, and that's the team I follow. And I like the young team that we have. Of course, tonight is the NBA lottery. The Washington Wizards have a chance possibly to get the first pick. I think last year we had the second pick and picked a young man that actually I think he's going to be representing us tonight, is he not?
Yeah, well, Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington's going to be there, but we had Alex Sarr was picked second overall, and we've got players representing us in Chicago where they will have the NBA draft lottery, which is we grew up, or I'm dating myself, we didn't have this, and it turned into the craziest game show with envelopes, and they weight the lottery, so you can't just decide I'm going to lose all 82 games, have the worst record, and I'll get whatever player, and so the Jazz, Hornets, and Wizards actually have the equal chance of getting the top pick at 14%. And actually, since they've changed the weighting of the lottery, if you will, the team with the worst record has not picked number one since 2019. So, it's as I look at what the Wizards did this season, people say, "Oh, they're tanking," well, no, they were playing young players, and the reality is you don't win with 20-year-olds in the NBA. You throw them out there and you let them take their lumps and let them
grow,
and you go from there. So it's not really tanking, but the reality is in the NBA, and part of it's the nature of the sport. There's a shot clock. It's not like you get one hot goaltender in hockey, and that's why the hockey playoffs can be so unpredictable because at the end of the day, you're going to we certainly know that case in Washington. You can have a great regular season and not translate into success. But in the NBA, the nature of basketball, it's 5 men on the floor. It's a 24-second clock. At some point, typically the best teams do advance, and they're typically the best teams, the ones that have the savvy veterans, because everyone's good in the NBA. So what separates the ones that know the little nuances, the ones that know they've seen every situation and scenario over and over again, because there's a big gulf, a big jump between college basketball or European basketball now and the NBA. It truly is by far the best basketball competition in the world, and that's why you can be a star, in the NBA, but it doesn't mean instantaneous stardom. Victor Wembanyama is still developing with the San Antonio Spurs.
The Spurs, yeah.
I think John Wall, when he was the number one overall pick for us, the Wizards, and he was in college, he was more athletic than everyone. He comes in the NBA, guess what? That's great, but there's a lot of athletic guys here.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do more, and he did, but it took a while.
Speaking of the number one pick, there's a couple of choices out there. Cooper Flagg, of course, obviously is the main prize in this class. And, of course, you heard the big news today, I would assume, by Arenas being with Milwaukee, saying that they're probably looking for a trade or this, that, and the other. In your opinion, what's the chances of him coming to Washington?
I don't see that, but, nobody's ever asked me, and my opinion, and still have not seen that. I think that would be. I just don't see that. When I look at what we've done last year in terms of acquiring young talent, you had two players, Alex Sarr and Bub Carrington, make the Rising Stars All-Star game. A third player, Deshaun George, very well could have made it had his rise started earlier. So those are 3 first-round picks from last year, and then we traded with the Bucks to get A.J. Johnson. So we ended up playing 4 first-rounders this past season.
That's great.
It would be, it would be a surprise because one thing General Manager Will Dawkins and the whole basketball administration has said, there are no shortcuts, and I believe that if all of a sudden you traded the top pick for Giannis, that would be a shortcut.
Yeah, that would be a shortcut. And Washington has always been ones that try to build through the draft. And like I said, when I spoke with you on Friday, you said no matter where you fall in the top three, anybody's going to help the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, I think, and I also think that part of that is that, once upon a time, by the time, when there was a time when typically the players that were drafted out of college, and typically they played 4 years. So by the time it got to draft day in the NBA or trying to figure out, you really had a sense of who they were to some degree. Not that they were a finished product at that point. Now we're talking about, obviously, Bilal Coulibaly we drafted 2 years ago. I mean, we were going crazy on Google search when his name was announced, and because all the focus was on Wembanyama, his teammate. My point is that there's so much unknown, and then you have players that have played maybe 1 year of college. Well, they're not even done growing yet, for goodness sakes.
Yes.
So it's a different dynamic. So you can say, well, so and so is a top prospect, but what, we really have not, in most cases now, not seen a lot of Cooper Flagg. There's no question. You feel like, boy, he's going to be an NBA star. But having said that, that when you think about it for a young person, that's a pretty big in a 3 year span to go from a Maine high school to a North Carolina, Duke, University of North Carolina, what I was thinking to say, and then all of a sudden the NBA. I mean, you talk about a fast track.
Yeah, that's like I said, and you've seen a lot of these young guys come out of college and think he's going to be the next Jordan or the top play, and just comes up a little short. We're going to shift gears a little bit. Of course, the NBA lottery comes on tonight on ESPN at 7 o'clock, so check that out. See where the Washington's Wizards fall in as where are they going to pick, and so we can go see them play there in D.C. Now, your thoughts on the NBA playoffs right now? A lot of games. But Cleveland last night, when I turned that game on, they were already down 35 points. Your thoughts, of course, Cleveland has two players from the University of Virginia, which is local to us, and with Hunter and Jerome. But Cleveland just looked awful last night.
Well, or Indiana, like Rick Carlisle, and of course Billy Donovan's a great. I'm sorry, what's on my mind here? He was coach of the year. Kenny Atkinson with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. But Rick Carlisle is one of the great coaches in the NBA, and we've said it. The way he develops teams, did this in Dallas, and now he's doing it with the Indiana Pacers. Full credit to the way they've played. To the way Tyrese Halliburton has really become a superstar with that team. They are intriguing playoffs. I mean, obviously the Knicks and Celtics series is crazy when you think about how the Knicks came back from 20 on the road in games against the Celtics. So it's what Adam Silver, quite frankly, or I say Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, he's not the only one. I think it's what we all want as fans. You want to believe there's a chance that any team can beat another team and advance in the playoffs. As I've always said, it's never going to change, but NBA upsets in the first round. Once upon a time, the NBA first round was a best of three, and you could surprise, because that means you just need to win twice, and there were surprises then. When you have to win 4 times and against the team that allegedly is better, that's a bigger challenge. So it's been enjoyable because of again, we all love football. There's no question about that. But what makes the NFL great, which is what Pete Rozelle talked about, the old "any given Sunday" phrase. You
Exactly.
love that uncertainty. That you just never know that there's going to be that upset and surprise. And so a little uncertainty is good for ratings.
It is that. It is just about 28 minutes past the hour. This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth featuring Harry Clary. Dave Johnson, the voice of your Washington Wizards, on the Carr Brothers hotline with us, talking NBA lottery and talking NBA playoffs. And, of course, tonight after the lottery, we have Boston at New York, Game 4, which should be a very good game. And then tonight, late night, it is the Western Conference semifinals, Minnesota versus Golden State without Seth Curry. But Jimmy Butler, he has filled in great for Golden State just to give them a chance.
Yeah, no, there's no question. I mean, I'm still not happy with the way he forced his exit from Miami, and so that, you know, on a player that I root for, he's not on my list, but he's a great talent. So I don't say that. I didn't like the way things went down in Miami. But, you know, those, you know, additions like that, and we've seen this over and over again over the years in the NBA, you make that one trade, that one piece, and suddenly, you know, it really elevates your level of excellence to a new level. I mean, it didn't happen during the season, but, you know, if you want to go way back, and we were joking about this when we got on the air, I mean, the Bullets acquiring Bob Dandridge before that championship season was a big deal. And so, you know, sometimes that's what's keeping you, you know, Golden State's obviously won titles, but sometimes you're just one player away, and it may be a player that has done a role with another team, but he accepts a different role with the team he goes to, and it changes things. And so all sports, as we know, it's about man management. It is about chemistry. If it was just about looking on you know, stats and putting it on paper and say, well, that's the best team on paper, that's still not the way it works. And that's why, you know, it's a team sport. And in the end, you hope the one that hoists the trophy is the best team.
Yeah, you're right. Harry Clary has a question for you, Dave. Harry?
Harry Clary here, Dave, and I'd like to thank you again for calling in on the show. I've been watching basketball a long time, and we've had, like, you know, there's a center, there's forwards, there's guards and all that. Well, now it's almost like shooting is everything. You need like 3 forwards and 2 guards, and everybody has to shoot, and everybody has to play great defense. Can we go into a little bit of how you think the game has changed?
Well, I mean, it's in some ways it's unrecognizable in terms of, you know, look, shots that are taken now are shots that used to get players benched. This, you know, again, for our listeners, and this is a history lesson that you know, I grew up and maybe you guys did as well. You know, before the ABA, there was a rival league to the NBA that it was their innovation, the 3-point shot. The NBA did adopt it, but I remember thinking at the time, and the stats prove it out. Okay, well, that'll just be a shot, you know, when they get down the shot clock and you know, got nothing else to do, and you just got to throw it up there and see if it goes in. And if you look at the gradual rise in the number of 3-point attempts, and you know, it just soars slowly, but it continues to soar from the time it became a part of the NBA, which I think was in 78 or 79, one of those years, to now it's you're drawing up plays for 3-pointers.
Right. It seems like they'd rather have you shoot 8 threes than 12 twos, and of course you can make more points shooting 8 threes than you can 12 twos.
Well,
the same amount.
Well, that, yeah. I think now you're throwing me math questions here, which is tough. But no, that gets the thing of yeah, 3 is more than a 2, and look, the Wizards, the Wizards aren't the only team, but you get to the end of the game and you think, well, how did we lose this game? You know, we did this on the boards and we did this here and we shot better than them, but they made more threes. So that does happen. It happens a lot in the NBA. You can play your best game, but if the other team makes more threes, but you know, I don't think it's necessarily, you know, people say, well, I wish it was back in old school and everything down in the post, and you know, I don't know if I have the definitive answer on that. The fact that it has become a concern, even the commissioner has talked about it as too many threes. You know, obviously it has some people say, well, that's not the game that I like to watch, but you know, the fact that we have 7-footers shooting threes.
I know, that's crazy.
That's, you know, that's just something that, you know, 20 years ago I think was unheard of. If I'm getting my time span wrong. So, or if I'm getting my time span right. So it's still basketball. It's still, but I also think there's always going to be ebbs and flows in all sports, where certain things will be in vogue more, and it's a copycat league. If somebody starts to have success doing one thing, they'll copy that. So I don't. Obviously, the 3-pointer is not going away. I don't know how you could legislate to limit the number threes. Again, a Boston Celtics team that if they lose the series to the New York Knicks, you could say, well, it was amazing. He took 53 attempts a game, or et cetera, but that didn't get him to the second round. So,
I just had a listener hit me up, and Woody Woodward, one of our longtime listeners, says Celtics shot 100 threes in the first 2 games versus the Knicks.
Well, that's what they do on average.
Yeah.
So, what happened? They lost.
Yeah.
So,
the thing that still happens, though, is teams have always it's the free throw line can win or lose the game for you 50 years ago or today.
Yeah. No, that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. And believe me, you you have to take advantage of your free throws. That's still a beautiful thing. I remember, when I was in youth basketball, at the end of the practice, the coach, would make us shoot a certain number of free throws, and when we made a certain number of free throws in a row, he would take us to 7-Eleven for Slurpees. That was a big deal back in the 70s. So
that's the way it was in college with me. If whoever made the most free throws didn't have to do the suicides.
There you go. Right. So, and that's true. It's sexy to talk about the 3-point shooting. But the reality is you can win a game at the free throw line. And you get to the free throw line by attacking the basket. You don't get to the free throw line by shooting threes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're exactly right. Dave, man, we appreciate your time, man. Of course, I'll be watching at 7 o'clock to see where the Washington Wizards fall. Hopefully they'll be the number 1, be the last team selected, and get the first pick. And I can thank you again for joining us. And like I said, we'll be on radio, and when the season gets ready to start with the Washington Wizards, I'll try to get you on here on a Monday, give us a lowdown of what's happening with the Wizards. And, of course, during the regular season of the NBA, you can hear Dave Johnson calling the Washington Wizards right here on Fox Sports Radio. Dave Johnson, thanks so much for your time, buddy.
It's always good to be on the Car hotline.
Car Brothers Hotline. Thanks so much.
Car Brothers. So,
yes, sir.
Give a shout out to the Car Brothers for me, and Harry and Steve, anytime. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much. That was Dave Johnson of the voice of the Washington Wizards. I am going to take a quick break right here. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, just as promised, Billy Horne will be with us. He'll be talking West End baseball, all-star baseball, and, like I said, a little something special. He is involved in a lot of things in sports. So check it out. We'll be right back here on WHAP, The Point. Car Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Car Brothers.
Hello, Blue Devil fans. Ligon Jones Insurance is proud to support HHS student athletes. Now more than ever, people are realizing the importance of having a local agent to talk to for all their insurance needs, and we are ready to help. In many situations, Ligon Jones Insurance can offer you better coverage at a better price and include knowledge and service from agents with almost 100 years of combined experience. Located in downtown Hopewell, call us today at 804-458-8522. Visit our website at www.ligonjones.com or reach out via Facebook and see why we continue to grow each and every year with your support. Go Big Blue.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
911, is the number that can save civilians' lives. 1-800-COP-LINE is the number that can save yours. Did you know more cops die by suicide than in the line of duty? Talk to a cop who cares. Call 1-800-COP-LINE or visit VAFirstResponderWellness.org. The life you save could be your own. Paid for by the Virginia Department of Criminal Justice Services.
doTERRA, where wellness meets nature. From immune-boosting On Guard to invigorating peppermint, along with everything in between. Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Tony Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383. or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth?
Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the bottom line.
That's what I said.
All right, we are back here at the studios, and right now it is that time, about 19 minutes toward the hour of 7 o'clock, for Tony's Oily World of the Week. Harry?
Say hello to nature's doTERRA tea tree oil. From soothing skin irritations to purifying the air, tea tree is a must-have for every home. It supports a healthy immune system, promotes clean skin, and helps fight off environmental threats naturally. Use it topically or diffuse it to freshen up any space. One oil, endless uses. Want more information? Text to Wellness to 804-212-8571 to connect with Tony's Oily World today.
That's right. Or you can check her out right there at Carr Brothers, right located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road, which Harry and I will be there right after the show. And like I said, you can check that out. I want to send out another special thank you to Dave Johnson, the voice of the Washington Wizards, for joining us on the last segment. The NBA lottery is tonight, comes on at 7 o'clock right there on ESPN. Be sure to check it out and see if your Washington Wizards gets the number one pick in the draft. That's big news. And of course, as promised, the one, the only, Coach Billy Horne is with us. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, sir.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you being here. Billy, I've known you a long time now. How long have you been coaching?
I started coaching right after my playing career was done in baseball with Ricky Irby doing the JV baseball team. So going on 22 years now, I've been doing a little bit of coaching.
Now, what exact sport do you coach? Because I know there's a list of them.
I currently am the running back coach for Hopewell Varsity Football. I am the head baseball coach at West End Christian School middle school baseball team. I am the head coach of Hopewell Dixie. We're playing Ozone this year, so that's 11 and 12-year-old Hopewell Youth Ozone.
Yeah, you're involved in everything. Now, you said the West End. Now, a lot of people say West End has a baseball team. That's what I've been getting all week. And said, yeah, and they turned out pretty well. Tell us a little bit about how it went about getting the West End a baseball team and, of course, this early success you had.
Yeah, so West End reached out this year and hired me actually to teach PE at West End Christian School, and Coach Travis Hathaway is the AD over there.
Mm-hmm.
And he coaches the basketball program over there, and the basketball program has been very successful. They had middle school and varsity basketball this year, and both teams did very well. And we started flirting with the idea of baseball. And we knew, in order to start a baseball team at a small school like we have, we're going to have to get a couple older kids to come out with some leadership. And we were able to convince one of our older kids that had a lot of baseball experience to come out, and that's Braden James. I'd like to give him a little shout out.
Yeah.
He came out and led us with some veteran leadership and led the way for these young boys. They also let fifth graders play middle school, so that's the way we were able to build our team with some fifth graders. So we had a lot of young talent, fifth and sixth grade talent, really. And we had some new seventh and eighth graders come out to fill this roster. And I think we had 14 kids total. We had an 8-game schedule on the slate and had 2 rainouts. We were able to play 6 of the games. Finished 4-2. We outscored our opponent by about 50 runs. So we played well when we got to play. It was exciting to see these young kids grow.
The biggest win, I would say, would be the Carter Woodson baseball team.
Yeah,
the middle school team here locally.
It's always good to get that win and beat a public school and show that you compete a little bit, and we sure did that day.
Yeah, and the All-Stars are coming up down here in, I guess, the Dixie League, as you were talking about it. And tell us a little bit about the new part of y'all, a part of this. I guess the Parks and Recs has joined another association.
No, so we when you get to 11 and 12 years old, you got the decision to make to play majors baseball, which is still your foot on the bag, or you can move up to O-Zone at the same age level, which is Major League Baseball rules with the lead and drop third strike, balks, and all that. We made the decision, Coach Poyer, Warren Poyer, and Eddie Shelburne, we coached this team together, made the decision to go with the O-Zone team. All these kids have been playing now with us for 3 or 4 years, are playing travel baseball, in their free time outside of the Dixie League. And we felt like it would be going backwards to go back and play with our foot on the bag at 11 and 12. So that's the decision we made.
And it's great. Like I said, I was out there for a couple seasons with y'all, just keeping the dugout quiet.
Absolutely, we appreciate that for sure.
Sometimes that's
need that dugout guy. No doubt about it.
Little Shane was kind of hard to keep quiet.
We've had a couple of those.
Yeah, but that's one of the fun parts of Little League. The young man, I guess Travion's little brother played out there, and
he did.
I remember him standing in right field one day, and he come running in here. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "There's a bee out there, coach." He wouldn't go back out there to center field.
That's right.
That's the fun part about coaching and seeing these kids develop and grow.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I've coached a long time on the girls' side, softball wise, and it's just that's the what's the word I'm looking for? The benefit you get out of it as a coach.
Absolutely.
And then when they grow older, of course, you've been in it 22 years now. You've got them. You've been like I am, seen them all the way through, and then see them reach the pinnacle of what they want to do.
That's right.
And I'm a little older, so I've coached kids that I've coached as kids.
right.
So, but like I said, your thought about the All-Stars and the coming up down here.
Yeah, so I mean we've got a very talented team. Last year we finished, and we were still down in the minors. I was the head coach of the minors, and Coach Warren Poyer coaches the majors because his son moved up. The minors team, we finished runner-up in the state tournament. The year before, when we were all together, we finished as a runner-up as well. So we kind of been runner-up 2 years in a row. This year we get my 12-year-olds and my 11-year-olds back together for one more run at this thing. I think we have a talented team. I'm able to coach 4 of the kids from my middle school baseball team that are on this team as well. So that's always a plus. I'm with those kids a lot. We all know each other well, and I expect us to go out and compete again this year and give it another run.
Yeah, if you're just joining us here at 12 minutes toward the hour, I am with Coach Billy Horne. He coaches West End baseball. That's right. West End Christian School has a baseball team, and they're doing well. And Coach Horne is also with the All-Stars, and we're talking about what baseball brings to just any sport, but baseball alone, like I said, being out there, and you just said it, the camaraderie of everybody on the team.
Absolutely.
You have to have that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just talked about coaching, guys you coaching their kids, and it's about seeing them be successful. It's great to see them have success at the collegiate level or the pro level, but seeing these guys grow up and be successful, in life, man, and that's what sports is all about. And sports teaches you that. So.
Yeah, like it's Trayvon, of course, he's at the pinnacle of it. That's what the dream is coming through any place like Hopewell or any school-wise. But there's a lot of players out there like Red that's playing with Buffalo.
Absolutely.
And Crumley.
Cumby's at Buffalo, yeah.
And that make it out there and play and be relevant.
That's
like
right.
Be the MVP
of
the bowl game, and it's just fun to watch when they grow up. And with that, I'm going to take a quick break, Billy, and then we'll be back. It is just about 10 minutes toward the hour. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk something that's a little closer to Coach Horne's heart when we come back right here on The Bottom Line. You're listening right here on WHAP. The Point.
Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
Hello, Blue Devil fans. Ligon Jones Insurance is proud to support HHS student athletes. Now more than ever, people are realizing the importance of having a local agent to talk to for all their insurance needs, and we are ready to help. In many situations, Ligon Jones Insurance can offer you better coverage at a better price and include knowledge and service from agents with almost 100 years of combined experience. Located in downtown Hopewell, call us today at 804-458-8522. Visit our website at www.ligonjones.com or reach out via Facebook and see why we continue to grow each and every year with your support. Go Big Blue.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383. or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
911, what's your emergency? 911 is the number that can save civilians' lives. 1-800-COP-LINE is the number that can save yours. Did you know more cops die by suicide than in the line of duty? Talk to a cop who cares. Call 1-800-COP-LINE or visit VAFirstResponderWellness.org. The life you save could be your own. Paid for by the Virginia Department of Criminal Justice Services.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth?
Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line.
That's what I said.
That's what I said. We are back here at Fox Sports Studios, joined by Coach Billy Horne of West End Baseball. And, hey, Billy, we got a couple people out there listening. Brittany Jessup.
Okay, Brittany.
Yeah, give her a little shout out there for listening. Kim and John, they out there listening. We appreciate y'all tuning in to WHAP as well. And Woody Woodward, I know he's listening as well. And, Coach, like I said before the break, I wanted to come back and the high school baseball team, and Coach Caps, they're doing real well, 12-5 right now.
Yes, sir.
And we had them on a show about 2 months ago, and he brung up and want to give a shout out to your boy Hyatt for hitting his first home run.
Yes, sir.
And man, that's a big deal.
It is.
And then having the varsity head coach of the local high school giving you a shout out on the radio at 11,
cool,
12 years old.
That's right. Pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you think about the high school baseball team?
I'll tell you what, that's a group of young men that work hard, and I think they're a testament to that. I was just going through photos today on my phone for something and come across photos of about 4 or 5 of those kids in the gym that I used to own, working out and grinding, and to see them have the success that they're having, man, it's good for kids like Hyatt to look up to and see, that if you live in the gym and you work hard and, you get that schoolwork done, success can come.
Koontz is real good.
Yeah, Koontz is legit.
Demetrius, he's been playing well.
The Cumber boys. Brian Moore is hitting the cover off the baseball right now, man.
He's first base, I think. Me and Harry had the opportunity to call the game against Prince George here in Hopewell, which that was the first time that Hopewell beat Prince George since 2004.
Yeah,
and I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast that they're 12-5, and this is the first time they beat Dinwiddie, Colonial Heights, and Prince George in the same season in a very long time.
That's right. Yeah.
So Coach Caps and everyone helping out, of course, Coach Duncan and everybody up there. And it starts right here.
It does.
At the ages of 9, 10, 11, and 12, getting them ready for ball. Now, like I said before the break, we're going to talk something that's really close to Coach Horne's heart. Of course, everybody knows that a couple weeks ago, the National Football League had their draft. And, of course, we all watched it for a day and a half, should I say.
That's right.
And our hometown hero, Travion Henderson, was picked 38th to the New England Patriots. Your thoughts on that? I know that I know you pretty well, and I know you have a very close relationship. You and Hyatt, your son, has a very close relationship with Henderson. Your thoughts on that?
I was fortunate enough to be there with him when he got the phone call where he got picked, man. And you talk about what a moment, just to put it all together. And you talked about his relationship with Hyatt. What a young man to have to look up to, right? We knew he was going to be special from the first time I watched him touch the football. But to see him grow in faith and give everything to the Lord through all this, man, and to have that type of kid, for my kid to look up to, it's been I can't even put it into words. It's been amazing. I think the Patriots are a great spot with Ohio State alumni leading the way there, and Mike Vrabel. I think it's a good fit for him, a place he can come in and get touches right away and make an impact, in the locker room and on the field. And I
agree 100%. I think the other rumor was he was going to be picked 39th by the Bears, who was picking right after him. But going to New England, I think that gives him a better chance to make an NFL career.
Absolutely.
Going to New England.
Yeah, and selfishly, I love having him here on the East Coast. It's a quick little flight to get up there to see him play. So that works out as well.
And selfishly, I'm a Dolphin fan, so it doesn't work.
Well, hey, trust me, I was holding my breath when them Cowboys were picking as a Redskin fan. So.
Now, speaking of that, we're going to close the show here in a few minutes. I do want to give a shout-out to Ashley Potter. She's listening. Of course, I am working with the John Randolph Foundation. Of course, a lot of you may not know my daughter passed back in December of 2020 of a brain aneurysm, and I've been slowly trying to – I finally got the connection that I needed with the John Randolph Foundation to start a foundation in Taylor's Nugent's name, and we're going to raise money over the next couple months and years and try to put in a press box at the girls' softball field behind Hopewell High School. But we're working on that, and like I said, we appreciate everybody's support. And
that's awesome, Steve.
Yeah, that's. I was trying to think of what I was going into next. The National Football League schedule comes out Wednesday.
It sure does.
May 13th, and of course the Miami Dolphins will be playing Washington in Spain.
Okay, yeah, I did see that. I've seen that on
November 11th. But last night or early this morning, they leaked out who was playing the opening game on Thursday night. It will be the Dallas Cowboys against the Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles, in Philly, opening night on Thursday.
Nice.
On NBC with Tom Brady calling the game.
Nothing like the Cowboys starting out 0-1.
No, NBC. Tom Brady's on Fox. That's right. But yeah, Cowboys we're looking forward to that. Harry used to be a Cowboy fan. He's not anymore. But Billy, we thank you for being here, man. We got about 45 seconds left. Anybody you want to give a shout out or anything?
Yeah, man, I'll give one more shout out. I already mentioned his name once tonight, but it's Travis Hathaway, the AD at West End Christian School.
Which holds connection to Tony
Carr brothers.
Tony
Absolutely.
Carr Hathaway.
Yeah, that's right. Tony Carr's husband is the assistant basketball coach with Travis. But we're looking to build a program there. If you got a young Christian athlete and you're looking for that Christian-based learning, come check us out at West End Christian School. We'd love to have you come take a tour and see what we're all about.
Yeah, Billy, thanks for being here. That's going to do it for the Bottom Line featuring with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary. We will see y'all next Monday night right here on WHAP Hopewell.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth?
Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the Bottom Line.
That's what I said.
What was I just listening to?
You've been listening to Steve the Truth Nugent with the Bottom Line.
Big bottom drive me out of my mind.
On Fox Sports Radio 1340 AM.